Blustery day today. Storm rolling in. It's either raining or almost looks more like snow coming down over there. Could be either one. It's not really all that warm out here. If it is snow, it won't stick or anything. But my plan today was to go get some more firewood, but not in the wind. I got a little bit of this stuff. This was a tree limb actually that broke off at the fairgrounds. A little bit of that on the bottom is from the other day. Get that unloaded, and then we had it's been so nice here the last few days, so we've had the doors open because it's hot, Well, Cindy was noticing that a bunch of her little flowers and things were missing by the front door. I thought maybe a deer was doing it. I told her I'd be kind of surprised if a deer was on the porch with the dogs, and we've had them in the yard, but up on the porch itself, that's a little bit more, and sure enough, the dogs were looking at something underneath the kitchen counter and couldn't get to it. Cindy was doing stuff, looked down underneath there, dang pack rat. So we put a couple of traps out and we caught him. So hopefully that's the only one. There hasn't been any sign of pack rats or anything in the house until now. But in the shed here, I was just noticing there is some pack rat turds. And hopefully it's the one we already caught that just moved in the house. If not, I've showed this before, but I'm going to show I'll show you how I modify these big rat traps so that they catch both rats and mice. I call them a mouse masher. It waffleizes them. Okay, so what happens, these big rat traps like that's probably 7 inches long or so and 3 inches wide. What happens is a lot of times the mice will get in here and they'll kind of sit up on their rear end, and they'll get to nibbling and stuff, and when it snaps, this misses them, and then they get away. So rather than have that happen, I modify these. And first off, what I do, the ones with the big yellow pans, the plastic pans, those actually work better than these little metal ones. But what I do first off, whether it's a mouse trap or a rat trap, I take a drill and I drill a hole right underneath here. So let's see, I'm just going to go right about to there. Pretty lousy drill bit, but I'm not pushing very hard because I don't want to bend that pan on the other side. Still poked through too hard. I did bend it. Well, maybe not. Okay, so what that does, instead of putting the bait on the pan itself, I put it in that hole underneath. I put peanut butter in there. And the reason I go all the way through is you can take a wire or a pencil or something and push out the old stuff once it turns hard. But that makes it so they can't just lick that pan off and clean that off. They got to get up in there and try to get underneath that pan, and sooner or later they'll set that trap off. Okay, so next what I do is take these springs off. So that's easier to work with. And a piece of wire about, I don't know, 6 inches or so long. Let's round it a couple of times. It's just so that if it makes it away from the edge, go over to the other side. Just like that. And get another one. And do the same thing. Let's see. Getting the first side started is a little bit hard because of the way the wire is. There we go. Slide that on up to there. Stretch it across to the other side. Okay, let's see, so got room for one more before it runs into the springs. A lot of people throw away mouse and rat traps as soon as they catch something. They don't want to take it out of the trap, but you don't need to. I mean, it's pretty wasteful to do that. But I guess I can understand them not wanting to touch them, especially pack rats. They're nasty, and I don't touch them. I just grab the trap and flip it on out of there. Okay, so that makes that into a real waffle. And you don't want to go any further than that because your springs still have to go over the top of this, and you don't want it to bend the pan when it flops shut. So then grab those springs again and put them back over the strike bar. Just like that. This one, I think that staple needs to be pushed in a little more. It'll work the way it is, though. So anyway, then you just set it just like you would a normal one. You do want to make sure that don't clobber you, though, because it does hurt. Anyway, now there's no way that a mouse is going to escape that, or a pack rat either. Go get some peanut butter and I'll put it in the shed and see what happens. Hopefully, if he's still in there, we'll get him. Here's one I made with the big yellow pan. They work really well. In the shed, noticing some pack rat turds. Pack rats are nasty, you know, they're this right here. They're nasty things. They not only chew things up, but they'll pee on it or poop on it or whatever. And if you've never been around them, they've got a smell to them that's a lot like a skunk. They just stink. What they don't chew up and ruin, they ruin by just crapping on it, peeing on it. And man, they're nasty animals. I've been watching in the shed. When we first moved here, there was pack rat turds on these 2x4s and up on the shelf and stuff. And I haven't really seen anything until now. There are a few turds over there, but maybe that'll get him. This is the shed I keep all my leather and stuff in. Can't have no pack rats in here. They'll really ruin that. But we got one less. It waffleizes them. Nasty, stinking things. John, you're supposed to keep these out of there. You got your rifle and your pistol. My uncle gave me that, man, I don't know how many years ago. They're kind of expensive anymore, you know. The used to be cardboard cutouts, weren't much at all. Now, I bet that's 50 bucks or more. They used to be 20. Well, of course, 20 bucks back then was a lot of money. So, anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.